Hi everybody, and welcome to this video on the top 10 rules for affiliate marketing success. So whether you are brand new to affiliate marketing or if you're a seasoned marketer, if you follow these 10 basic guidelines, you'll be well on your way to succeeding as an affiliate marketer. So before we get into these 10 rules, it might be a good idea to just review quickly what exactly affiliate marketing is. So in short, affiliate marketing is the process whereby we as the affiliate marketer promote someone else's product or service to a potential customer. And if that potential customer buys that product or service, we receive a commission. So there are lots of different methods for affiliate marketing, and I've discussed some of them already on this channel. But these 10 rules that I'm going to give you will apply generally no matter what method of affiliate marketing you're using. So let's get right into it. Rule number 1, do proper niche research. So when we are doing affiliate marketing, we must have a product or service to promote. And the niche is the general category of that product or service. So one of the best tools that you can use for doing niche research is Google Trends. So if we come to trends.google.com, that's the website for Google Trends, we can enter a search term or a topic here in this box. And so let's just think of a topic for a niche that we might want to explore. So for example, if we decided we might want to promote something in the field of digital cameras, we can enter that, digital cameras. And this is very important. So what I like to do right at the beginning of doing niche research is to change this past 12 months to past 5 years. Okay, so this is going to show us the general search volume for digital cameras in the last 5 years. Now, this is very important information because it gives us an idea of the overall trend of how popular this particular niche is. And we can see here that the trend is generally headed downward. So that indicates to us that digital cameras is waning in popularity, at least over the last 5 years. So this might be a good indicator that we may want to find a different niche to promote, because going forward, this isn't a guarantee that it won't explode in popularity in the future, but it's a pretty good indicator that it's generally waning in popularity, and therefore we should probably choose something else. Now, this is an obvious one. I chose this because digital cameras have obviously been largely replaced by phone cameras in recent years, but hopefully this gives you a good visual representation of how that's doing, because you might have a hunch that something is starting to wane in popularity or that it's starting to rise in popularity, but you won't really know for sure until you go here on Google Trends. So to give you another example of why Google Trends can be very valuable, let's look up hoverboards. Now, if you remember, a few years back, hoverboards were very popular with kids. And now we can see here that it is indeed waning in popularity over the years, over the last 5 years. And furthermore, we can see that it's quite seasonal. So you see these big spikes here right around the holidays, November through December. And then immediately after that, starting in January, it just plummets. And it's been doing this each year. So this is valuable information to us as marketers, because if we see signs of seasonality, that might be a good indication that we would want to promote a product such as these hoverboards around the holidays. Particularly if we still were seeing strong signs of interest, although in this particular case, it looks like the general trend is going down. You see it becomes less popular each year, even at those seasonal peaks. So this would probably not be a great idea to promote hoverboards right now. Now, let's look at something that is likely to be strong. So if we think about something that is more evergreen, we could look up something like dog training, for example. So dog training. So we see here, this has actually been increasing over the last 5 years. And it's going strong. People have had dogs as pets for a long time. They've always been interested in training them, and apparently they're even more interested in recent times. So this might be just a good initial indicator that this might be a decent niche for us. There are a lot of products around dog training where people have systems for training dogs, and you can promote those systems as an affiliate. So let's look at one more. Home charging station. So this is like a home charging station for electric vehicles. And you can see here that the search volume has been going up in recent times. And because the niche is the general category of product or service that we're going to promote, it's very important to know if lots of people are searching for things related to that product or service in recent times. Because if you start promoting something that was popular 4 or 5 years ago, but is no longer popular, you're unlikely to get stellar results. So doing proper niche research before you start moving forward with the other steps in your marketing program is very important. So again, when it comes to niche research, we want to pay attention to whether or not this niche is becoming more popular or less popular in time, or if it's remained relatively stable. In the case of it remaining relatively stable or increasing in popularity, then that's usually a fairly good green light that we can proceed and dig a little bit deeper within that niche, maybe find some sub-niches. When you have a very broad niche, like, if you just chose something like fitness, for example, well, that's obviously a very broad category. And so it's probably going to have lots and lots of search volume. But the more that you start to niche down into something more specific, the better your chances of successfully reaching people in a more targeted way, because you're going to have less competition the more specific that you get. Like, for example, you could promote specific fitness-related products. Like, you could look up something like treadmills, and then if that still has decent search volume, then you could start looking at what are the most searched for types of treadmills. You could find specific brands, specific models, and then continually niche down to get more and more specific and more targeted. And that's generally going to be easier to rank for if you're using SEO strategies, and generally less expensive if you're using paid advertising. And not to mention, when you go more specific like that, you're generally going to reach people who are more interested in a very specific thing. And that usually indicates that they're closer to being a buyer. Okay, so if I just imagine I am a potential customer of a fitness product, well, it might start with me searching for just fitness or, fitness tips. And then let's say I find some things on the internet, some articles or something that are telling me different tips for getting in shape. So one might be, to follow a diet plan, and then another might say to exercise. Okay, so then let's say that I research exercise farther, and then I find that maybe you can do weight training, you can do cardiovascular exercise, and then I say, cardiovascular exercise, let me explore that more. And then I find that one way to do cardiovascular exercise is to use a treadmill. And then I say, that sounds like a good idea. So then I start researching treadmills, and then I start to find specific types of treadmills. And then at that point, I'm getting closer and closer to being a buyer of a specific product, right? In this case, a treadmill. So then once I find a particular product that I like, a particular brand of treadmill or a model of treadmill, then maybe I start looking for reviews on that specific model of treadmill. And at that point, I'm now very close to being a buyer, because if I look up the information on that particular treadmill and I like it and I see reviews on it and it sounds good to me, then I am about ready to make a purchase. And so that's really where we want to position ourselves as marketers. The closer we can get to the point of a person buying the product or service, the better it is for us generally. So that's a very important tip. Tip number 2, do proper keyword research. So once we have found a niche that we want to promote a product or service within, the next step would be to start finding specific keywords within that niche. So let's just say that we were using treadmills, okay? So one of the best ways to do keyword research is to actually just use Google itself. So if we go to google.com, we can come here to the search box and type in treadmills. Now, we can see right here, we get this little drop-down box, and we see some different keywords that people have been searching for recently. So we might have treadmills at Walmart, okay, treadmills for home, treadmills under $200. These are all much more specific than just treadmills. Now, here's another little tip. You can come to the front of the keyword and you can put an asterisk. And then now this is going to give you other search queries that include the word treadmills, but don't necessarily start with it, okay? So these are, again, keywords that people are actually typing into Google, and this is my favorite thing to use to find keywords to start making content around. So you see best treadmills for home, Nordic track treadmills. These are keywords that we might want to target. So keep that in mind when you're doing your keyword research, that you can just use Google itself. There are a lot of keyword tools out there, some that are free, some that are paid, and I've found mixed results with them. Some of them are okay, but in general, a lot of them seem to be a little bit out of date in terms of the keywords that they generate for you. A lot of them are using data that is, a month or so old, and that isn't necessarily the most useful thing when you're looking for keywords that people are searching for right now. So for that, I found that Google is really the best source. Now, we can also do the same thing with YouTube if you're planning on making YouTube content. So we can type treadmills here into the YouTube search box, and we see right here in this drop-down box, we've got treadmills 2021, treadmill workout, treadmills under 500, treadmill workout for weight loss, treadmills for apartments, treadmills under 300. And so these are all search terms that people are typing into the YouTube search box recently. So this is very valuable information for us. We could use each one of these that I just mentioned as specific keywords to make content around if we wanted to go into the treadmills niche. So again, remember, the niche is the general, broader category. So in this case, it might be treadmills. And then our keywords are going to be the specific phrases, preferably the phrases that people are actually searching for, especially if we're using SEO as our primary strategy, which is what I recommend for most beginners. But this applies for paid advertising as well. So just using this method here will give us lots of ideas for keywords that we can create content around. And we can know that people will very likely find our content if we base them around these keywords, because people are actually typing these keywords and searching for them. All right, tip number 3, understand your target audience. So once you've decided on your niche and the type of products or services that you want to promote, it's very important to understand who your target audience is. Who are the people that are interested in that product or service? Knowing this can help you decide which type of methods you want to use to promote this product or service. So for example, if it's a product that is primarily used by younger people, then you might want to put your content in a place where younger people tend to be. For example, TikTok, okay? You can use TikTok for marketing. You can have ads on TikTok and they will be seen by people from that age demographic. Okay, if it's a service or product that is primarily used by an older age group, then maybe Facebook is a better option for you. There tends to be an older user base on Facebook, so maybe that's the route you want to go. But in any case, it's important to have a general idea of what type of people are going to be interested in your product or service. Rule number 4, formulate an appropriate content creation strategy. So once you have decided which product or service you want to promote, and then you've also got an idea of who is going to be interested in that product or service, you'll need to decide how you're going to put content in front of that audience in order to lead them to that product or service. So this could be from paid advertising, and there are a variety of platforms that you could use for paid advertising. You could have pay-per-click advertising, like paid search advertising. You could also have Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, Snapchat ads, different types of social media. You could have blog articles, okay, that you could use search engine optimization or SEO to rank higher in the search engines for particular keywords. You could have videos that you rank on YouTube or some other video platform. You could also use email marketing if you have an email list already within a particular niche, or you could also buy what's called solo ads, which is basically where you pay a little bit of money to gain access to a portion of somebody else's targeted list, and you can send an email blast out to that particular list. You could use Pinterest marketing. I mean, there's a lot of different methods that you could use, but the important point is that you want to tailor that content creation strategy to your audience. And of course, you don't just have to use one method. You could use several or even all of the above, whatever makes the most sense. But in any case, it's very important to come up with a content creation strategy that is going to put your content in front of the target audience that will be interested in the product or service that you're promoting. Rule number 5, automate as much as possible. This is very important, particularly as you start to scale up your business. And of course, here at Scale Up Digital Solutions, we are interested in helping people to scale up their business. So when you want to scale your business, efficiency is key. And automating is really a fantastically powerful tool in making your efforts more efficient and more effective in some cases as well. So for example, if you have a website where you're writing blog articles, you could have that content automatically syndicated to other platforms. There are softwares, for example, that will syndicate your blog articles out to social media, to other websites, and even to YouTube videos. There's something called IFTTT, which stands for If This Then That. So check out IFTTT.com. And they have these recipes that you can create where as soon as you do one action, like for example, publishing a blog post on your website, this recipe will automatically perform other actions such as syndicating that content out to other platforms like I just described. And that's just one example. There are many different types of softwares that can automate lots of different things that are involved with affiliate marketing. And I won't go into a long list here for the sake of time, but keeping automation as a main goal in your system is very important, especially in the long run, and especially as you want to start scaling up your business, because automating takes the work out of a lot of the steps and frees up time for you to do other things. And that can really multiply the results that you get from your efforts. Rule number 6, outsource what you can't automate. So for certain tasks that are a little bit difficult to automate, you can always outsource those tasks to other people. And you can do that pretty cheaply these days. So there are websites like Fiverr or Upwork or other freelancer websites where you can find freelancers or even virtual assistants to assist you with any tasks that you need. So once again, this can really help to free up time for you to do more important things. And this is particularly useful when it comes to those sort of repetitive, time-consuming tasks that are important, but that ultimately eat into the time that you should be spending doing other things for your business. Once again, making the entire process more efficient and ultimately multiplying the results that you get. Rule number 7, test. Okay, test everything and don't be afraid to try new things. So everything that you try in marketing isn't always going to be a home run. Okay, some things work better than others, and the only way to know if something is going to work or not is to test it. So this could be testing different niches, testing out different products or services to promote. This could be testing out different platforms. This could be testing out different content generation methods, you name it. Okay, but it's very important to always test everything. And that brings us to rule number 8, which is track everything. Okay, so there's an old saying that goes, what gets measured gets improved. Okay, so the only way for us to improve something is to measure it first. And the way that we can measure our results with any particular strategy is to track everything. So there are lots of different ways to track our results. Okay, there are plenty of softwares and tools out there that track various aspects of our marketing systems that can help you to kind of keep track of all of your data. And having everything well tracked helps you to understand what's happening within your marketing campaigns. And the more you understand what's going on, the easier it is to know where you want to concentrate your efforts. Rule number 9, remain adaptive and persistent. So there's always going to be ups and downs as an affiliate marketer. Consumer trends fluctuate. The world changes constantly. People's interests change and evolve. New products are always coming out. The things people were interested in yesterday, they may not be interested in today, and so on. So we have to be constantly adapting to these changes because marketing campaigns usually don't last forever, okay? There is an end to every marketing campaign. And when one fizzles out, we must be ready to start again fresh. And really, I believe that persistence is maybe the number one quality that's going to ultimately determine your long-term success. Even when things go wrong, and they inevitably will at some point, the people who persist and don't give up are ultimately the people that end up succeeding in the long term. And rule number 10, invest in learning, training, etc. Okay, knowledge really is power, and the more that you know, the better you'll do, generally speaking. So the world of affiliate marketing is always changing. There are lots of wonderful training courses out there. There are always new strategies that people are coming up with. And you can really learn a lot by investing in constantly acquiring new skills and new knowledge. So don't be afraid to invest, even if that means spending a little bit of money on a course or a tutorial or something like that. But it never hurts to learn from others who are already succeeding. Now, of course, you have to consider the source because there are a lot of shysters out there too. But in general, I definitely recommend investing in increasing your own knowledge and skills. Okay, so those are the top 10 rules for affiliate marketing success. Affiliate marketing is really a wonderful business, and it can be very lucrative and a lot of fun as well. And keeping those 10 rules in mind will really help set you up to be on the right track for a successful affiliate marketing business. So I hope this has been helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you're notified of new videos. And of course, give this video a like and leave a comment down below. We'll talk to you in the next one.